Hello and welcome. My name is Nick Love with Love Racing, and here at Okayama International Raceway Full Course in the Ray Formula Ford 1600. This is week 2 of season 2 in 2023. We're going to start with a full speed lap, followed by a turn-by-turn breakdown lap where we look at braking markers, turn-in points, and other references. If you guys get any value from these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and comment as well. Alright, now on to our first full speed lap. We're going to keep our eyes right here, looking for the pit out blue cone. That's going to be our braking marker. We're going to downshift all the way down to second, hug the inside here, back on throttle right at the end of the curbing. Immediately go ahead and get back to the right side of the track. We're going to have a nice long lift here, right at the beginning of that green curbing on the right. Get back on throttle nice and late as well. You can touch a little bit of the dirt there won't be a 1X. Try to use the minimum amount of steering angle here. You can actually save about a tenth there if you just keep the steering wheel straight and get that right. Okay, braking right at the 50 marker, down into second. We're going to hug this corner tight and then get back on throttle. There's plenty of track that we can use to track out with. Depending on your goals there, you can actually brake a little bit later and not as much. Get back on throttle earlier. You'll actually run more distance on entry. You'll end up carrying a lot more speed at the end of this straightaway. So if you're trying to set up a pass, that's what you want to do. Okay, we're going to look for the 50 braking marker on the fence. We're going to start braking hard there, all the way down into first gear. And we're going to want to get on throttle post apex here. That way we can get all the way back over to the right side of the track. And that sets up for this next corner. Now both of these corners are just going to be a nice big lift, wait for the car to settle, and then get back on throttle at the apex. Heading towards turn 8, we're going to keep our eyes on the fence to the right. That's where our braking markers are going to be. We're going to brake a little bit past the 50 marker, down into second. Nice late apex, that way we can get back on throttle and get all the way track left for this next corner. We're going to brake just a little bit here, down into first, and then we're going to hug the inside curbing and get back on full throttle before the end of the curbing on the right. For turn 10, we're going to shift in a third early. That's going to help get us some weight on the front tires and help us turn in so we can stay flat out. I don't have any great braking references for the final corner. You're just going to brake a little bit down into second, and then try to be patient, stay on that apex. At the end of the curbing, you should be able to get back on throttle. Alright, that was one full speed lap in the Formula Ford 1600 at Okayama International Circuit. Heading towards turn 1, we're going to keep our eyes right here for the blue cone at the end of pit out. We're going to start braking right around here, and it's going to be really tempting here to start squeezing to the inside early. You just got to really be cognizant about that. Stay all the way to the track left until you're done braking. We're going to downshift from fourth all the way down into second here. It's really important in this car to coast into the corner. So you see, after we finish braking, we're going to coast all the way down to the apex. That's when we start getting back on throttle. We're going to keep this steering angle, that way we can go ahead and track all the way right and prepare for the next corner. For turn 2, we're going to lift about a car length before the green bumper on the right. Then we're going to go ahead and start to turn in there. We're going to coast all the way down to that apex curbing, and then we'll start to get back on throttle. It can be really tempting here to try to get back on throttle a little bit too early. It's going to push you wide into the dirt. Ideally, if you pick your points right, you can keep the steering wheel completely straight through this section, and it'll save you maybe a tenth. We're going to start braking at the 50 meter marker. What I found here for this corner is that there's kind of two different lines you can take. You can either slow down, hug it tight to the inside, and then get back on throttle. That's the minimum distance method. Or you can carry a little bit more speed on entry, get on throttle earlier, and with the throttle on understeer, it's going to push you wide, and you'll end up carrying more speed at the end of the corner. But what I found is they both equal about the same. As we're braking, we're going to go ahead and go from fourth down to second. Here on the exit, we want to make sure we unravel the steering wheel pretty quickly. You can actually scrub off quite a bit of speed if you hold that. Now we just want to track all the way left here, and make sure we get our shifts down. Because the braking zone is going to be downhill, we're actually going to have to brake a little bit earlier than we expect. We're going to keep our eyes left here on the fence for our braking markers. We're going to brake about 10 meters back from that 50 meter marker. We're going to be hard on the brakes here and go all the way down from fourth into first, but be really patient on that last shift into first. It's really important here in this corner is to be really patient getting back on throttle. You want to get all the way to the end of the curbing on the right before you really get back on full throttle. That points you in the right direction and gives you time to get back over track right for the next corner. We want to only track out to about mid-track. That way we can get all the way back over to the right for that left-handed corner. We're going to lift right before this dead bit of grass on the right side. We'll aim the left side of the tires to run over the curbing right here. We can use all of the runoff on the exit here. We'll want to have two tires all the way on the bumper before the next corner. We'll want to lift right as our front tires get to this bumper. Then what we'll do is we'll start pointing towards this apex. We really need to be patient to when to get back on throttle here. We want to wait till at the apex or after. That way the car's kind of pointed in the right direction and the throttle on understeer doesn't push us wide. I don't have a great turn-in reference for turn 8. What I like to do is look at the 50 meter marker and then guesstimate about 25-30 meters. That seems like a good place to start braking. We're going to try to do a little bit of trail braking here, go down into second, hug this curbing tight. Now we don't want to track full right here because we want to prepare for the next corner. Okay, we're going to downshift in into first gear. We're going to hug the inside of the curbing, and we're going to wait to get back on throttle until we get right to the end of this curbing. Heading to the turn 10 kink, what we're going to do is we're going to shift early into third. That's going to help rotate the car. Okay, for the final corner, we're going to downshift into second. There's just a little bit of light braking. You can see we kind of pushed a little bit wide here, but we do have a lot of runoff from the exit, so that's okay. Alright, that was 2 laps in the Ray Formula Ford 1600 at Okayama International Circuit. If you made it this far, the Ghost laps are available for download. The link will be in the description. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you got any value from this. Thanks, and I'll see you guys at the track.